The Chinese version of Squad Busters is getting a huge update and with that heroes, but as usual everything is different. Each squaddy will get its own hero journey and they are implemented in a little different way. In today's video I will show you how they're gonna implement it, the pros, the cons, and why I think that our version is still the better one. And with that said, thank you everybody for being here again, really appreciate it. Back at another Squad Busters video, and before we hop into the thematic, a little bit of a disclaimer. This is a video about the Squad Busters China version, so it is for sure different than our ones, and just because they have a feature, that doesn't mean it will ever be included in the global version and vice versa. Nevertheless, we got the hero update in May, and they are now getting heroes as well. So they have posted a teaser, which partly you know already about, as we already can see there Paula with the gem in their hands. And if you think back, that was for the monster event when the heroes got introduced. And in a similar way it's happening here as well. It's not in English, so it's kinda hard to understand, but the pictures shown will tell us what's happening. So we already can see there September and some bigger changes coming. And then they show Shelly, and there was already like, hey, this is some old footage of the initial launch of the game, or a little bit later. But why they are showing it? Well, there is a reason behind, and this is actually the current version. You can play each squaddy multiple times, and then we already have to stop here, since we could see there the monster event, which we already got there in the past as well. They have it in a little different way, as their version is also different, so they have some different rewards, but in general, the monsters are taking over Squad Busters, and they need something to strike back, and with that, they are getting for wonder heroes. But more to that in a second. Here we can see some further old footage of the chicken here, and then they are talking about the current version. They have squaddies, but they have less squaddies than we have, because they have, for example, not the spooky world, and with that the connected squaddies, which is kinda sad. But on the other side, we can see a new picture of the plaza, which is kinda similar to the previous Gem Pass releases. And that's already how the heroes are looking like, and you may think, this is the normal barbarian, how that guy can be a hero? Well, they can be a hero because it's happening in a different way. On our version, we got heroes and squaddies. So in our version it is different. We have to select our hero. Connected to the hero, we got the main ability, which is for this strong arrow. And beside that, we have to choose two starter squaddies, which will start the match with us, and two abilities of our full amount of squaddies, which is here the Sneaky Bash and the Blazing Light ability. And that means we have in game a total of 3 abilities which we can actively use. And as you already can see here, well, they have only one button, which is closer to the old system where we had spells which we could use. And they get kinda rid of spells as well, with only your hero ability, which is similar to our squaddy abilities in the global version. And that's kinda genius. If we keep on watching, we can see for sure the barbarian is sending in the other barbarians there, and that's kinda it. But also they can for sure collect further squaddies here, and this is like the old version where they're explaining they had spells. And right now here we got the hero, and every squaddy can be played as a hero, and also there will be some progress connected to each of these squaddies, or now better said heroes. You can see here for sure Heavy as well with a similar ability to our version, and also the chicken. And here we can see already how it is looking, and this is absolutely mind-blowing, because they have even the same icons than our version. We can see here the full setup of Shelly, and we can see here on the right side, well, there are multiple other things, like we got 3 things in the global version. We got the power ability, which is the active ability, the trade, which is kind of like the passive, and something connected to your boost. And we got there on top active ability, we got there the trade on the second, and on the lowest stage we got there our boots. Each of these things has 4 sub-stages which can get leveled. And then there's the third mysterious one, and as far as I understood, this is connected to those friend bond systems. So whenever you have like a certain amount of squaddies in your team and they are connected in that bond, you will get a buff. And this could be related to this here as well, and could be kind of similar to our passive traits of having, for example, hotshots which get buffed by that archer queen. And here it is in a different way, kind of like a mechanical symbol there. But honestly, this one looks so freaking cool. So if you have enjoyed the video so far, definitely don't forget to leave a like and subscribe completely for free to not miss any Squad Busters content in the future. And if you check out now the abilities, wait a minute, we got there the abilities from Shelly Squatty in our version. And looking at these sub-icons, I think they are indicating a longer stun duration, maybe bigger spread or something, which is definitely interesting. If you now keep on watching, that's already it, but the crazy thing is that it should be there for every hero, and we can see here an own hero journey, and this one looks also different than on the first one there. This is the arrow, or at least a stage 3 ability with the arrow. How is that connected? Well, I don't really know, but what is really interesting there on the right side, we got there plus 3000 hearts, so I guess further HP. We're gonna get there plus 1000 with the damage per second indicator, so I guess just more auto damage, and plus 3000, which looks like for the special ability of that Shelly here. And then right next of it, we got the little baby barbarian 5-star thing. Well, I don't know what's that about. So we got here a hero journey. We don't have price tags on it, but it looks different. And that's actually got me kinda curious, because getting stats boost with leveling would be a dream to have. So if we keep on watching, maybe they're saying something about it, but I can't understand it, but that's already it. And also, they're gonna get the system of easier fusions and not having multiple squaddies of the same squaddy in your squad. So that's what they are explaining here, and that's a general thing. Looking back, I partly like, I partly don't like. It has pros and cons. In general, it's easier to fuse those units, and it's a little bit easier for you to progress in a game, because having two baby mavis here instead of one fused one, you're definitely more vulnerable to splash damage. But overall, well, I prefer the current version, while it would be great to have multiple of the same squaddy in your team. So that's already it, and there's not too much coming here. Just that the event is kinda like to end, and that's already it. So they are getting heroes, but in a different way, and it's actually crazy, since I have understood it like that every squaddy can become a hero. And as they have posted it together with this one here, I did translate it. If we check it out, in the Explosive Rebirth version of September pre-test, so it's a test for now, all Supercell All-Star characters will unlock new active skills. So All-Star characters, that means maybe a limited amount, but somehow different to our version. Choose a captain before the game and use their active skills during the game. Build your team around the captain's character. Active and passive skills can make the whole game more action-oriented and strategic. So they are telling us there, well, we have to choose our hero before the match. And they choose it as a captain. They had this captain mode, which was kinda looking close already to the hero selection. Unlike we have to select the starter squaddies, they don't have starter squaddies. But they are also mentioning that you can build strong squads depending on your hero, and that is kinda nice to know. New combination performance. The combination performance will be upgraded as the number of characters in the game increases with a more streamlined and clear visual experience, and the lineup upgrade is clear at a glance. So that's also connected to have those non-multiple squaddies in your team and straight upgrading them. Enhanced bond prompts. Bond activation upgrades have obvious visual effects. In the future, customized special effects will be added for various bonds. Say goodbye to silently adding buffs and make strategic planning clearer. And that is connected to this bonding system, which I mentioned before in an own video and mentioned today when we could see the overview of Shelly. So indeed, every hero is giving you that bonding system as a further buff to your full squad depending on the squaddies you take, and that's kinda nice. So that's definitely an interesting approach, but I don't like this one too much, since with that the skill gap is kinda limited. You have only one ability, and those hero abilities, thinking that these are our squaddy abilities, are not that crazy. And then together with having a weaker squad, since you can't build those Ice Wizard or Minor armies as we could before, well, is giving me some weird feelings. And I definitely prefer our version. Like, this is a mixture of the old and new version. I definitely prefer our version, having the active hero ability, which is super strong, determined by the hero, and your two sub abilities of the squaddies, which for sure have an impact and can be super synergy with your hero. So I definitely prefer our version over this one here, but the general upgrade abilities here for a squaddy ability, hey, that would be not too bad to get. Or what do you think about it? Write it down below in the comments, and hopefully you have enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and happy busting!